Hey you guys, welcome back to Angel Angela, and on this topic I wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about something that I feel is very important, and that's how the narcissist cannot lose a fight. The narcissist cannot lose a fight. This is someone that, you can fight them, and they're just going to keep coming at you like they're on drugs. Like they're just going to keep coming for you like they don't feel anything. When someone's on drugs and you're like whacking them with a bat, they just don't feel anything. They don't feel the pain. They're banging their heads on the wall. They don't feel anything. The narcissist doesn't feel anything. And if anything, when you hit them with the truth, they become even more aggressive. They do not want to lose the fight. This is why a lot of times when you're in a relationship with them, they keep coming back. And you're like, what the hell does this person keep coming back, for? They've already done all these hateful things to me, lied to me, betrayed me. They cheated in this relationship. They cheated me out of my own dreams. So if the narcissist discards you, you almost feel like you don't owe them anything. You don't owe them a conversation, but they'll do everything in their power so that you can listen to them, forgive them. And now they're fighting you again because they feel like they shouldn't even have went through any of that. It's like you understand that they need supply. You understand that they don't care about what they did to you. You understand that you boost their ego. You make them feel greater than what they actually are. You understand that they try to triangulate you with other people to make themselves look more desirable. And the more you go after them, the more it makes them feel good. They don't have any empathy for you and what you're going through. To them, it's just the game, right? You understand the game, but you'll also not understand why they don't have any shame. Like they come back to you. They know they've done all these things. You've lost family, friends. You've went through illnesses. You've been through so much with these people. And you're like, when are they going to stop? Don't they know how much they've hurt me already? Don't they know how much I've sacrificed already? Don't they have any compassion? Like, aren't they embarrassed to show their face around people that know what they did to me? They come into the room very sarcastic. They're looking at everyone in the eyes like, you guys thought you guys weren't going to see me again, right? I'm back. They're like fighting with everyone around you, but they're acting calm. They even come back pretending like they're charismatic. Hey, how have you guys been? Like they didn't do anything. They know that people have been talking about them. But the narcissist, they're coming back to fight. They want to fight with you. They want to fight with your family. They want to fight with your friends. They want to attack those people that they know are defending you. They're mad at people for being there for you. They're mad at people for uplifting you when they leave you, because they can't stand losing a fight. See, this is why they tell the flying monkeys lies about you, to get them on their team. They enjoy when the flying monkeys want to fight you. They enjoy when people have turned on you and they're looked at as the victim. And you're wondering, why would they make up all these lies about me and pretend to be the victim like I did something to them? And why would they keep coming back? They're insulting your intelligence. But the reason they keep coming back is because you're not fighting to be with them. You're not fighting to be with them. This is why sometimes they're so angry at you that they don't contact you, because they're waiting for you to do the reverse Hoover. And if you do the reverse Hoover, what do? They treat you worse than before. The narcissist likes to fight. They're not going to stop fighting with you. It's a thin line between love and hate, and they're not going to stop fighting with you until you hate them. The narcissists, are evil and racist, and it's boiling through their veins. Their blood is just boiling with hate. Some of them hate you for your religion. Some of them just hate you for having the type of life that they didn't have, or hate you for being younger, hate you for being older, hate you for having more money than them, hate you, for just having empathy, for being good, for being kind, hate you, for maybe not being in tune, being naive. They just hate that about you. So they hate you so much that they want to fight you to change certain things about you. And then they feel like you should be grateful that they came into your life as a dictator, because to them it's like, well, you got something from it, right? And when you hate someone, you don't want to be around them. You don't want to talk to them. You don't want to hear them. You don't want to see them. You just want them out of your sight. And this is why a lot of times, you could feel the hate, but then it's like they're forcing themselves around you because they want supply. When you truly hate someone, and a lot of times we don't really know what hate is because we've never experienced those type of feelings, right? But when you're dealing with narcissistic people, they will bring you to that point where you're like, wow, I've never felt this type of hate for someone. And it stays in your heart and it stays in your mind. And you do everything to forgive and to pull away. But you also know that you can be triggered by just seeing these people, by knowing that they've been saying things about you. That's why they don't stop. And then when they get you to the point where now you're upset and now you're angry and all that hate is building up, all that regret, all that shame, all the feelings of betrayal are building up, and now you're popping off. Now the narcissist sits back and they're calm, right? They're calm. If you call them, they're going to let you scream at them, yell at them, and then they're going to say something really disrespectful and hang up on you, playing games, right? They want to make you even more mad, to the point where they want you to hurt them because they want to hurt you. They're like, make the first move. I'm not going to stop fighting with you till you do something and I can make you look like the crazy one, so that you can do something and get yourself in trouble. So you could do something and I can call the police, so that you can do something and I can tell this story to my friends and family about who you are. And a lot of times it's driving you crazy because they're trying to make it seem like you are them. You're the narcissist, right? To the point where you even question your own sanity. And you're like, maybe I am the narcissist because I've never went back and forth with someone like this and it just doesn't end. When I first realized that most narcissists don't want to lose a fight, and they get you to the point where you don't want to back down either, but you almost have to, because they take it to a very dirty level. But when I realized this, it was when I was working a job, and I remember, I was told to not allow someone back, and when I told this person, they weren't allowed back, they got so mad that they threatened to break my car window. They grabbed like this big metal object and they were threatening to break my car window, all because they wanted to basically ignore authority because they don't believe in rules. And when I realized they wanted to break my window, I got down and dirty to their level. And you guys, I lost it. I was ready to go in on this person. And in the midst of it, they calmed down once they saw me get upset. And they said, why couldn't you just tell me the truth? Meaning that I told this person, like, you need to go get a job. You need to go do something because you have too much time in your hands. And they said, you could have said that to me nicely. And I said to them, I'm not your mentor. I'm not here to make you feel better. You just threatened to hit my vehicle, you know? So these people will fight you back and forth until they get you mad. Then you have those narcissists, you know, even at the job place, you know, who might be your coworkers, who they don't know your connections to people, but, you know, they feel like they're doing more than you, or they feel like they know more than you. They're trying to undermine you. And if, you know, if I wasn't in the position that I was in the position that I was in, I should say, I could see how the narcissist could start a fight with you and actually get away with it and make themselves the victim. But when people know your character, they're not going to go for what the narcissist is saying, because people know that your character doesn't change according to how you're feeling. A lot of times people don't even know how you're feeling inside. So when you finally go off, you know, they'll pick your side because they know it's not in your character. And other times it can go completely left because people will think that you've been holding things in and you're having a nervous breakdown and you might be dangerous, because now the narcissist went from calling you names to now they're crying and playing the victim. When you go back and forth with narcissists, it's almost like it never ends, because they're trying to show you that they're tough. You're not scary, so you're like, okay, you know, before I used to let it go because I was too nice, but now I'm gonna be on whatever you're on. If that's what you're on, that's what I'm on, you know. Sometimes the narcissist goes as far as, you know, bringing you flowers and trying to seem like they care when you know they don't, and they're doing it to piss you off, to fight with you even more. Because now people are saying, oh, you know, why didn't you say thank you to the narcissist? They brought you flowers. You're ungrateful. They said that you just threw them. You just threw their gifts. You know, you shouldn't treat people like that when they're being the bigger person. And the narcissist is getting off on that, and you know it, and they know it, and it becomes amusing to them, and it pisses you off even more. And it will continue. It'll go back and forth. It's kind of like a bully who's bullying you in the playground, right? They're doing something you don't like, and you're telling them, hey, don't do that to me, or hey, don't touch me, hey, don't pull my hair. You're telling the bully to stop. The bully goes and gets their flying monkeys, and now the bully is attacking you. You feel like you don't have an option but to defend yourself. People around you tell you to defend yourself. So, you know, they bring you to that point where you're so angry, now you're fighting the bully. You fight the bully and you beat the bully up. They were talking so much, your adrenaline started kicking in, and now you beat the bully up. But see, the narcissist, when you're dealing with the narcissist, they cannot lose the fight. So even if you beat them up, even if you have camera footage, they'll say you didn't beat them up. They'll tell the flying monkeys that you caught them off guard. They'll tell the flying monkeys that you threw something in their face, or you sneaked up behind them. They'll say anything, right? A lot of times you'll think to yourself, if I defeat the bully, that should make the bully go away, right? People tell you to stand up for yourself. Don't let no one mess with you. But see, the narcissist is not just like a bully. This is someone really sick in the head. So they're not going to stop just because you beat them up. They're just going to get the flying monkeys now to take their turn with you. They're not going to stop. The narcissist is determined to weaken you. It's all about making you weak and then fighting with you and finishing you off and winning, because by then you'll be too tired to fight back. They're not tired. They got time to fight. That's in their nature, to fight. And this is why some people even feel like, especially children, some children even feel like they have to change schools because they're becoming something they don't want to become. They don't want to go to school to fight. They don't want to go to school for problems. And, there's narcissists everywhere. So you can go to another school and it's like they can smell it on you. And there's something about you that they feel like they can overpower you. They're just they built themselves up so high in their mind that they feel like, I'm not scared of anyone. Nothing scares me. Even if you pulled out a weapon, that wouldn't scare me. It's like they feel invincible, So when someone is stepping up to you with that feeling of invincibility, you're kind of like, I'm a human being too. I'm capable of doing the same things you're capable of. And you feel like a predator is attacking you. So you turn into an instant predator, right? Because you feel like you have to defend yourself. But with narcissistic people, they cannot lose the fight, meaning that they have to get you back. This is why certain narcissists will play things off with you like they like you, like they're your friend. They'll do nice things for you. You won't even have a clue that you have a problem with this person. And you could have said something to offend them. And they're thinking in the back of their head, I'm going to get you back for that. So you might think that you're past whatever it is that's bothering them. You might not even know that it was bothering them. They might play around with you, right? They might make real cruel jokes with you to try to belittle you because they think that they're so great. They think that they're so popular that everyone likes them. Everyone's in love with them. Everyone admires them. They think even people that hate the narcissist feels like, you don't hate me, you love me. Any attention you give these people, they love the attention. To them, it's like, if I exist in your world, then I must have some power over you because I exist. So it doesn't matter if you say you hate me. You've made me a part of your world. So they go after people that sometimes are not even on their level. They go after people that, are good people or people with morals or people with standards, boundaries. They go after those type of people. Those type of people are a challenge to the narcissist because they know you can contain yourself. You can contain your anger. This is why the narcissist does not leave you. They don't leave you until you feel as crazy as them. They won't leave you alone. They won't stop fighting with you until you're fighting back with them. This is why your tears don't mean nothing to them. They're waiting on you to fight back with them so you could feel the same rage that they feel inside of themselves. This is why you can't fight with the narcissist, because they're not willing to lose. So to them, it's like, I need you to feel that rage that I feel. And then once you feel that rage, and I'm telling you from experience, because the narcissist, I've said it many times, they looked at me and they said to me, Now you know how I feel. You know, so to them, it's like once you feel the anger that they feel, that's when they discard you, because they're like, I'm not going to give you an opportunity to fight back. I've been punching you and slapping you spiritually over and over again, and you've been holding it in. You know, you were turning the other cheek so many damn times. Now you're angry, but I'm not going to give you the satisfaction. So they'll leave, and then they'll come back and test you out to test your anger. Hey, I miss you. How you've been? You know, hey, I know that, we fell off, but our friendship means a lot to me. I miss talking to you. Whatever it is, they come back around, and they already know they're going to do something else to piss you off. That's their whole game. It's not about the thing that people get misconstrued with the narcissist is that you think that the narcissist is just using you for supply, meaning, money, finances, sex. And yeah, that might be true too. Not might, that is true. But they also want you to go crazy, to go insane. They also want to destroy you. They want to kill you almost. It doesn't matter how much in pain you are. The narcissist is like, I don't feel that pain. I can't relate to your pain. They don't empathize with your pain. They only empathize with their own pain. So to them, it's like, I'm not doing anything wrong. Even if I'm upsetting you, who cares? That doesn't mean anything. Who cares if I have your hormones out of balance? Who cares if I have your anxiety high? Who cares? To them, it's like they're not seeing things from your perspective. That's what makes it so scary. You can explain it to them. They can experience people like us going through the same scenarios, different supplies, who have expressed to them how they feel, but it doesn't mean anything to them. To them, it's like, okay, I've heard this before, so the more I hear it, the more desensitized I am to it, because you're trying to make me feel like everything is about you. And everything isn't about you. I'm sick and tired of people making things about them. So when you express your feelings, it just pisses them off, because they feel like you're trying to make things about you and make yourself the victim, when they feel like they are the victim. And it doesn't matter how much you do, how much you sacrifice for them. They really don't appreciate it. Even if they tell you they do, they really don't. They don't feel that appreciation. They can't put themselves in your shoes to understand your sacrifice. They might know your sacrifice. They might know what you're telling them about how you feel. But because they dehumanize you, and to them, they're looking at you like you're not even a real person. Like their feelings and their emotions, their anger is the only thing that matters. It's like once you're in their world, they feel like you're revolving around their little planet, right? So you can tell these people, hey, I don't want to be controlled by you. You don't control me. They're laughing at you. They're like, haha, yeah, whatever. That's what you're saying. That's not the truth. I know you love me. I know you want to see me. And you're like, I don't want nothing to do with you. You're fake. You're a liar, right? To them, it's like, come on, you're just saying those things, but it really means you love me. And it's all about luring you in. They know how upset you are, but to them, it's like, if you're really upset, if you really hate me, then don't talk to me. Don't deal with me. And if you say to them, okay, I'm not going to deal with you anymore. Matter of fact, I'm going to block you now. I don't ever want to see you in my life. You're disgusting. You disgust me. You don't have emotions. You lack emotions. You lack common sense. You You're irrational. You treat people that don't care about you better than me. It's like something's going on in your head. You have, unrealistic dreams. And I'm not someone that I don't want to knock anyone's dreams out, because if you don't dream or you don't become somewhat delusional, you might not achieve those things. But you have to know when to snap out of your delusion. You need to know when to snap out of that fantasy world. I know we encourage ourselves to be positive, and we don't want to feel any negative feelings or feelings that we might not succeed at these things. But at the same time, we have to know when to come back to reality. We have to know when we took it too far. And the narcissist, they're a copycat. So when they see people who are real and people who might make themselves a little bit delusional so that they won't have to deal with their traumas, right? Sometimes people become a little bit delusional because you don't want to think about the past. You have to create a new reality. So you're forcing yourself into a new reality to erase your traumas, right? The narcissist takes it to another level. They take it to another level, and they know what you're trying to do. They've seen people do this before, and that's why they've learned to cope with their traumas and their pain and their anger through doing the same thing. The only thing is they take it too far, meaning that, they take it to a level where it's like, I'm just going to go change my gender. It's like a whole nother level of delusion, right? They go against God. They go against God. And if you try to fight them, based on what's reality, what science is, what facts are, they want to fight with you. One time I told the narcissist, Hawaii, you don't need a passport to go to Hawaii. And he argued with me for like 5 minutes until I had to Google it on my phone and show him. And, never once did he say, oh, you were right or anything. It was just kind of like, oh, well, I thought you did need it. And I'm like, no, I've been telling you. And you kept acting like I don't know what I'm talking about. Because in their mind, you're dumb. You don't know anything. They know everything. But what's so crazy is that a lot of times the narcissist doesn't have the answers. The narcissist doesn't have the answers, Sway. You don't have the answers, Sway. You don't have the answers, Sway. A lot of times they don't have the answers to things, and they need the empath to navigate through life. And when you've taught them enough, they'll act like you didn't teach them anything. They'll act like they know more than you. One thing about the narcissist that's so dangerous is that anything you teach them, they're the type of people that's like, you can teach them the game. You could teach them, you could just teach in anything that you're good at, anything who you are as a person, right? We all have different personalities, but because the narcissist is a chameleon, they study different people. So once they study you and they feel like they've mastered who you are, now they're going to go against you, and they're going to fight with you, and they're going to fight with you until you don't know who you are anymore. Until you don't know who you are anymore. This is why I say the narcissist always has to win the fight. And if you get away from these people, they'll hoover you months, years later to just play mind games with you. Because if you respond to them, they're still fighting with you. If you respond to them, they're fighting with you. They're implanting thoughts in your mind. And in their brain, they're winning. because they want you to feel bad. They want you to feel like you lost something valuable. What's dangerous about fighting with narcissists is that, like I said, they can't lose a fight. It's all a fight in a game. It's all about conquering. It's all about power. It's all about control. It's about gaslighting you. It's about gaslighting you to believe things that aren't real or true about yourself. It's things that the narcissist created to be true in their mind. So if they tell you, if the narcissist believes that the sky is green, they're going to fight with you about it. You could tell them, oh, it's blue. And they're like, no, it's not green. No, it's green, and, if you're like, okay, whatever you say, now they're going to belittle you. Why are you talking to me like I'm stupid? And I'm like, well, you're saying something that doesn't make sense. So now you're saying that something that I said doesn't make sense. How does it not make sense? That's because you're the one that doesn't make sense. You never make sense. They can never stop fighting with you. You start feeling like you're arguing. Like if you're a woman, you feel like you're arguing with another woman. If you're a man, you feel like you're fighting with a man, like masculine energy, right? So it's like you're fighting, you're sleeping with the enemy, but then they don't want to leave you. They want to keep being around you. It's sick. They want to keep being around you while they know that they're building up your temper. The little vein on your forehead is popping out, and they know, and they're ready to burst it. They're not done. They're not done till they turn you to dust. And even when they turn you to dust, they want to roll up the dust and smoke it till you're nothing, till you're nothing at all. So that's what's scary about narcissistic people, is that they live in this real delusion, and you try to be good to them because you feel like, they've been hurt like you. You connect to them through their traumas. A lot of times they play the victim. And they tell you all these things that people have done to them, and you feel sorry for them, right? That's why you have to be careful who you feel sorry for, because they come around you. They act like they're so grateful for your advice, for your time, for your friendship. And once you start reading between the lines, and you're catching certain behaviors, and they're telling you stories, but they're not telling you the full story. And there's certain parts of the story that are missing. So now you're putting the story together in your mind, right? Because you're like, okay, they told me this, they told me that, but they left something out right here, because everything doesn't completely make sense. They leave parts out, and that's how you know. And then you're trying to put the pieces together to those parts that they left out. And it makes sense to you because you can see things clear in a way that the narcissist cannot. That's why they need you. So now you start patching up those pieces together, and then you tell them, you come out with the conclusion of what really happened, and you tell them, that ain't really happened. You did this to them first, didn't you? You did this to this person, didn't you? You did that, didn't you? You were being greedy, weren't you? You were being selfish, weren't you? And you make them think about their actions, and they're wondering, how do you know? You must be psychic or something. How do you know? Because I told someone else this, and they didn't believe me either. See, at first when you believe them, they're not fighting with you. When you believe all their lies, their made up BS, their fantasy world that they live in a fantasy world, you guys. they're not going to fight with you. If anything, they're going to be playing their music loud. They're going to be jumping around the room like little kids, jumping on the bed at the hotel, throwing champagne everywhere, smiling, with their big teeth out, happy like a little kid in a candy store. Because someone believes them. Someone is there for them. Someone trusts them. But once you start patching up those holes to their stories, they turn on you. Because a part of them, they want, first of all, they're not going to turn on you right away. They're going to want to know, how do you know? They're like, wow, you're psychic. How did you figure me out? I need to know how you figured me out so the next person I play doesn't figure me out, because somehow people figure me out. So I need to know, what about my story made you figure out that it was me? What about stories that I told you about other people made you feel that I was lying and I was really talking about me, and I was adding to the story and adding to it, right? What made you not believe me? I know I told you my friend is a billionaire, and why is that so hard to believe? Why don't you believe me? Why don't you believe when I tell you I'm going to work? Why don't you believe that I'm going to work? Why don't you believe anything? And they don't understand that the reason you don't believe everything is because they lie about small things. If you lie about small things, it's going to be hard for me to believe anything at all. The only problem is that you don't know that they're lying about small things. So once they know that you're reading between the lines, you're catching them lie about small things. You're seeing how they're twisting words. They're adding to stories. They're giving you examples of other people and what happened to others. And it really has something to do with them. And a lot of times you're picking up on that. And you know that even though that story is really about them, you also know that they're making a lot of stuff up in that story. And that story might not even belong to them. That story might belong to an empath or to someone else. And you start to see that you're dealing with a very delusional, very sick, twisted, person that's a pathological liar and that enjoys lying and that can't take accountability over their small lies. And that's scary, to just not be able to take accountability for small lies. Narcissist is the type of person that, they'll leave the toilet seat cover up and you're like, hey, can you leave it down? Have some manners. Like, it's, annoying, or you can create an accident. You can splash yourself in the toilet in the middle of the night. Sometimes it feels like, are they doing this on purpose? Or is it an accident, right? Because they're not taking accountability that they're the only man here and we're the only people here. So who else could have done it? And they'll lie. So you'll think maybe that's just how they play. Or, they break the shower head and don't want to admit to that either. So you almost think they're playing around, but these are red flags. They're almost making fun at the fact that they're always gaslighting you. And it's almost humorous. So when you catch on to that, they want to fight with you and they're fighting to win. Sometimes you might even feel like, well, maybe the narcissist didn't want to feel like they were ignorant or dumb or stupid, right? So you'll tell them, it's okay to be wrong, or it's okay, it's okay that you didn't know, it's just, if I'm in the wrong or if I need to know something, I would want someone to tell me. So you try to be nice to these people. Other times, they'll leave things around or they'll plant certain things that maybe a new supply left behind, and they'll plant these things for you to see them. They know you're going to see these things. They skim the room. They make sure nothing is there when they do things, but other times they'll leave things in their car or, just things hanging around, or sometimes even the new supply might be on to the narcissist, and now someone broke your window or scratched your car or flattened your tire, and the narcissist will pick a fight, an argument. They'll fight with you just to go and go fight with the new supply who did what they did to you, to go fight with them. So this is something that they do. And when they fight, like I said, they're fighting to win, So if they can fight two people and keep two people upset or angry, they don't feel no type of way about that. They're basically like, okay, I fought both of them. Who's going to let me win? Who's going to reverse Hoover me? And if they let me win and the other person comes back and lets me win, then I win in both fights. These people want to fight you just for being good to them. And once you're good to them, they want all your time. They want all your attention. They want all your knowledge. They want everything, all the great traits that you have. They want all of those things. And they're fighting you for it. They're fighting you for it. And you're like, I don't owe this person anything. They're fighting you for your soul like you owe them your soul or something. It's almost draining and crazy because they're fighting with you and they don't want to stop. If they walk away with someone else with a new supply, they're still fighting with you. If you leave, a lot of them will tell you that the reason they treat you bad is because they want to move on to someone else. They want you to be so angry you leave them alone. They tell you that, right? They fight with you on purpose so they can leave. That's not true. That's not true, Jack. That might be true. That might be what the narcissist perception is. It's, I'm trying to make you mad so you can leave me, or leave so you don't interfere with my new supply. They can tell you those things because that's their intention. That's their goal. But it's not the truth. That's their truth. This is why if you move on, because they moved on, and eventually if you start dating again and you move on and you find someone and the narcissist knows you're happy or at least at peace, they want you back. But it's only to get you back and to fight with you for being happy, because they were expecting you to be sad while they were happy. So these are sick, twisted people. Their truth is, I have to make you feel bad so you can leave me alone. But they're not thinking about your feelings. They know you're upset. They just don't care. They might tell you that they're fighting with you so that they can move on in peace. But I'm going to tell you now, I feel like, personally speaking, that's the narcissist perception, and it's not my perception. And my perception is, even if you leave them alone and you're like, okay, you want to move on? Because I told the narcissist, if you want to move on, it's going to hurt me. Obviously, I told them, I was crying and everything. And I told them, I love you. I told them I love you so much that I want you to be happy with whoever you're with. That's how much I love you. And I'll never contact you. I'll never try to break up whatever you have going on. And I left this person alone. And what do? They're sending me pictures of the new supply naked in bed with a thong on. They're sending me pictures of them kissing this person, another supply actually. They're sending me pictures of people they've been with while they were with me. And like I said, a lot of narcissists tell you that they treat you bad to leave, right? They had already treated me so badly. To me, it was like the pictures, all that didn't mean anything to me anymore, because it was like, you treat someone so harshly, you're expecting the worst. At this point, I'm expecting you to just walk to my front door with the new supply at this point, because they get so disrespectful with the fighting. But Narcissists, you can leave them alone. You can wish good on them with a new supply. You can leave them alone, not bother them. Months can go by and they can come back in your life just to fight with you again, just to antagonize you, just to make it seem like they'll if they get caught cheating with the new supply, they'll throw you under the bus. They'll give your number to the new supply so they can contact you to start to fight with you. They never stop fighting you. They'll think, "Oh, you know what I can do? That person, they let me walk away from the relationship. They don't even bother me. They gave me closure, and they told me they weren't going to bother me, and they haven't. But now I got caught up with someone else. So what can I do to deflect this fight that I'm having with my partner? I know what to do. I'm going to have my partner fight with you, because I don't like to fight unless I'm winning. I can't win arguing back with this person, but if I triangulate you, I can win the fight, because even if this new supply argues with you, or you tell the new supply the truth, they're not going to leave me. This is going to make them want to stay with me, and then I'm going to win the fight. I'm going to win the fight. So narcissists tell you things, from their perspective, which we already know what their perspective is. We're not stupid. We've been telling them the whole time what they were doing. Now they're just, "Oh, I went to therapy. Oh, I've watched all these narcissistic videos, and I finally realized that I'm not really special. There's a lot of people out here just like me." People have been told me that people are like me, but I felt like I was better than. They always think they're better than other narcissists. They all have that same, they have that same personality. They feel like, "I'm better than that narcissist. I am my own person. I am God. I am a creator." They feel like they're living in the real world and everyone's living in the fake world. Everyone wants to believe fake things. They don't believe in God. They don't believe in spirituality. They don't believe in any of those things. They believe in, divide and conquer. It's all about war, fighting, and, there's a time to love and there's a time to hate. There's a time for war. There's a time for peace. But the narcissists, they want war all the time, 24/7. Like, there's no rest for the wicked type of thing, because every day that goes by, trust and believe that they're doing something bad. They're talking to people behind your back. They're going to places and they're building a perception when you walk through the door of what this establishment is. But behind this establishment, there's other things going on. And it's a facade for something else. So the narcissist puts a facade for something else. They fight with you to put up a facade for their real motives, for their real intentions. And they don't stop. They're going to attack you until they finish you off. They feel like you gave them some type of power and now they have to finish you off. The narcissist is so delusional that if they find a woman attractive, right? They see the woman of their dreams. They're like, they're in lust. They're in lust. They're going to think, "I have to get with this person, no matter what." They don't care if that person is in a relationship. They don't know nothing about that person. They don't know what that person does for a living. They don't care how much money that person makes. It's just good supply. That's the woman of their dream. They don't care. They don't care if she was a streetwalker. If it's the woman of their dream and she looks the way to their liking, they're going to do everything in their power to be with that person. They're going to stalk that person. They're going to look up that person's friends. They're going to look up that person's family. They're going to look at their friendships and their history and their background. And they're going to go to places where they know they'll be. They're going to use the flying monkeys to, to fight. They're going to get the flying monkeys to get around that supply that they want. And once they get around that supply that they want, they're going to belittle their friend. Time to attack my friend now. Time to fight with my friend. I know which friend I'm going to bring. I'm going to bring the friend that I know I can overpower. So now they're going to attack. They're going to fight with their friend. They know their friend is a low-grade narcissist like them, but they're on a lower level. So they know their friend is going to say stupid things or make up lies or try to build themselves up to impress that supply, because that they know that the narcissist is after that supply. So now that person's going to become competitive with them. But the narcissist, it feels like, I'm already ahead of you. I planned all this. I set this up this way. So they're going to fight with their friend and make it seem like they're willing to fight their friend for you. They're willing to defend you. If the narcissist runs across you fighting with someone in public, or if they see you fighting or they see that you're drunk, they're going to fight with people and make it seem like they're trying to protect you. It's all intentional. Everything is intentional with a narcissist. So they try to do all these things to get close to you, because in the back of their head, they're already in a relationship with you. That's why you feel like you fall in love with them, because everything is calculated. That's why you feel like the feelings are like soulmate feelings, because they already had the intention of, I'm going to get with you, I'm going to be with you. And you can feel that energy of, I belong to this person. You just don't know why. But the reason, it's because they're hijacking your mind. They're playing mind games. So you'll get with these people. Or sometimes, right, the narcissist fought their way to just be in the same room as you. They fought their way just to become familiar with you. Even if you're not willing to take them, they became a familiar spirit. So now guess what? You're going to see them more. They're going to bump into you more, and they're going to play stupid like they didn't know they bumped into you. They're going to become friends with your friends. They're going to come around your circle. They're going to befriend your friends first, because they know, if I befriend your friends, then I can get close to you. I'm not even going to show you any attention. Everything is intentional. They're looking at you and they're thinking, I know this person is looking at me. I'm going to pretend like I'm not paying attention to them. It's intentional. You could feel it. If you can't feel people's energies like that, you're going to overlook stuff like that. You're going to overlook stuff like that. And that's how they trap you, because you're overlooking. All your senses are there, and you're ignoring all your senses. You're ignoring your intuition. But they'll think, hey, I'm gonna pretend like you don't see me. And if that doesn't work, they're telling themselves, well, maybe that person is shy. Maybe you're shy. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna try to get you to the side and talk to you privately. I need to talk to you privately. And now you look like you're sad. Now they're telling you emotions that you don't even feel. They're just throwing stuff at you because they're trying to figure you out. And if you are not aware of this, you'll just start blurting out everything you're going through, not knowing all this is done intentionally. Oh, you seem sad, and let's just say you do catch on to it and you're like, I'm not sad. In the narcissist's mind, it's, okay, she must want me to kiss her. They're so delusional. They're just in lust. They're so delusional. This is why they'll start ignoring your calls. They'll start acting like I found someone better than you. And like grass is greener on the other. They're getting excited while they're going through the hunt. They don't even have this supply in the bag yet. So now they kiss this person, right? And that person is like, hey, why'd you kiss me? I have a boyfriend. Oh, I didn't know you had a boyfriend. You never asked me. You just kissed me. They're so delusional. Now they're breaking out of their delusion. Now this person is telling all their friends, hey, your friend that you brought around, he kissed me. Like out the blue. Like they kissed me. And because the narcissist is so embarrassed, they're going to go and tell everyone, she's lying. She kissed me. And that will piss you off, right? Why would you lie about that? Why would you lie about sleeping? They'll even say they slept with you when you didn't. When you didn't. And now you're so pissed off that you're like, hey, take that back because you know I have a boyfriend. And they're thinking, no, if you're not going to be with me, who cares? Any reaction is better than no reaction. I'm not going to look like a fool. I'm not going to look like a fool. You know? So you're upset because you want them to tell the truth and they won't tell the truth. Now they're going to lie even more. I didn't just kiss her. I slept with her too. And I talked to her sister. You know, they're going to go overboard. You know, they don't stop when it comes to lies. And that's going to make you want to fight them. That right there alone is going to make you want to fight them. And now what's going to piss you off even more is that they befriended your friends, and half of your friends, most of them probably believe the narcissist, because the narcissist, they get so angry and so emotional that you actually believe them. Like you're looking at them and you're thinking to yourself, if they weren't doing this to me personally, I would probably believe them like everyone else. So when the narcissist finally starts doing these same tactics, they're going to eventually do stuff to the flying monkeys once they feel like, because when the flying monkeys believe them, the narcissist feels like, I have power over you guys. You guys are my minions. You guys believed what I said. So to them, they feel like now they're in power in that group because you believe the lies, you know? So once they feel like they're in power, now they feel like they can treat you any kind of way. They can say certain things about you. They can blurt out your secrets to other people. They can talk to other friends and start eliminating the people that they don't like. And that's when people start to realize they must be the problem, because ever since they came into the group hasn't been the same, right? And when they start to see that they're breaking this group apart, they're like, oh, I need to hop into another relationship, another group. So they'll bring a new supply around, or they'll, bring a new supply and friends to distract their friends from the fights and arguments. And now they feel like they're even more in control because their friends are being manipulated through the supply that the narcissist brings with them. They bring women, they bring drugs, they bring drinks, they bring food, whatever it is, right? Now the narcissist feels like they're controlling these people even more. But they get jealous because they feel like they did something nice and they need to get compensated. That's where the jealousy comes in. And by the time you realize everything that happens, you're pissed because you saw all the red flags as a flying monkey and you ignored it. You didn't even know you were a flying monkey. You had people hating you, calling you the flying monkey, and didn't even know you were being a flying monkey. But you also feel like you have some blame because you know that you should have never fed into certain conversations and certain conversations weren't right. And now when you're going back to your friend that told you, hey, I didn't sleep with that guy, they're like, I told you he was a weirdo, you know? And now the narcissist hates everyone, and now they want to fight everyone. And any attention you give to them, it gets to the point where now you want to fight them back because they did a lot of things to you. They did a lot of things to people around you, and they messed up a lot of your relationships. So now you want to fight them. But to them, it doesn't mean anything because they already got a new supply. They've already befriended the new supply's friends. And now they've already moved on to another group, to another life, right? And this is why they don't want to think about what they keep doing to people to make people hate them. They don't want to think about that. They just want to ignore that. Like it doesn't really exist, or like, you know, they feel like, oh, those people aren't thinking about me anymore. It's over, you know. But in the back of their head, they're still kind of paranoid. This is why they're paranoid a lot of times. And their paranoia is to another level. You know, you could be in a peaceful place, you know, in vacation, and they're so delusional. They're thinking, you know, I'm gonna bump into someone, or that person's looking at me weird, or I think that guy is gay. I think he likes me. They'll just start making things up and run with it. And if you don't know that what a narcissist is, you can believe these things and feed into their delusions. So when you don't feed into their delusions, they want to fight you. So now if you tell them, that guy isn't checking you out, he doesn't even look like he's gay. What the hell's wrong with you? Why do you care? You're not gay, right? Now you're projecting hate onto them in their eyes by telling them the truth. Because you were supposed to believe the lie. So guess what? Now they're going to mess up your vacation. They're going to fight with you. And you're going to tell them, please stop fighting. We have, you know, a couple of days here. Let's just enjoy the rest of the time we have. Nope, not with a narcissist. They're going to make sure they fight with you till the last day of the vacation. And then a couple hours before you leave, now they're going to be nice to you. And by the time that they're nice to you, those last couple of hours, you're going to be ready to explode because you know they messed up the whole weekend and now they're trying to be nice. Now they're calm. Now they're acting like they don't want no problems. So now you're going to be angry. So when I say, you know, the narcissist does not want to lose a fight, I mean, they're going to make you look like the crazy person to their friends, to their flying monkeys. A lot of times they'll cross the line with you, and you already told them, don't cross this line with me because things are going to get ugly if you cross this line. So they'll cross the line on purpose because they like breaking rules. So they're going to cross the line on purpose. And when you explode and you take it to their level, they're going to take it up a notch. And it's going to make you want to take it up a notch. And then you're going to keep taking it up a notch with the narcissist. And they're kind of like, you know, I'm not going to stop until something bad happens. This is why they won't leave you until something bad happens to you. And then once they get you in trouble, once something bad happens to you, once their flying monkeys jump on you, now they're quiet. But it doesn't mean they're done fighting. They're just quiet for the rest of the day. And guess what? Tomorrow they're coming again, banging pots and being loud and smashing closing cars, slamming doors and just pounding walls, just being ignorant, being all in your face, talking loud in front of people. They want you to hear their conversations. They're trying to make it seem like you should be intimidated by them. They're trying to show their power, and the power they have over other people. And the perception of other people. And if you defend yourself, all that's going to happen is the flying monkeys are going to back them up. And you're just going to keep going back and forth until something bad happens. They're going to antagonize you. They're going to provoke you. They're going to tell you, hey, come over here. Come over here. And they have the camera ready for you. They have the video camera. They have their phones out ready for you. Knowing they're antagonizing you. Knowing you already told them, hey, don't cross this line. As long as you don't cross this line, I won't bother you. As long as you don't cross this line, I won't bother you. They'll keep doing it, and if they don't do it, they'll tell their flying monkeys to do it. Oh, just go ahead and do it. Screw her. She's crazy. Screw her. They like problems. They like to fight instead of avoiding it. If you don't like someone, avoid that person. But they're not that type. They're not those type of people. They're the type of people that the more you want to avoid them, the more they want to antagonize you. If you tell them, hey, just play dead. Play like you're invisible. Just, we don't get along, you know. The narcissist isn't going for that. To them, it's like, it's better to fight than have silence. So now that will make you feel like, okay, well, when you're silent, I'm going to fight. So now when they're silent, you're pissed. And it makes you look crazy. And that's why, you know, you can't fight with these people because they're fighting to win. And even when you take it to their level or you beat them up, they're just going to say, you didn't beat me up. You didn't do anything. You didn't discard me. I discarded you. This is why if you discard them, they have to win. They have to win you back. They already know they're going to hoover you. They're just waiting. And they're plotting. And they're scheming. And they're lying to people about them leaving you. And then they come back behind everyone's back just to dump you. So, no, the narcissist does not just mess everything up and start fights so that you can leave them alone. Because with them, it's all about winning the fight. So you'll see that there'll be no compassion. They don't care that they've played you, that they've hurt you, that you can't take it anymore. To them, it's all about winning. You know, I'm going to come back because you left me, and I want to make sure that I feel good when I'm telling my lies and my stories. So I'm going to give half truths. I broke up with you. You still wanted to be with me. I already made up the scenario how it's going to end, and it has to end that way. Because in their mind, they did something to you too. So it's like, we're even. You did something to me. I did something to you. Yeah, you banged me up pretty bad, but who cares? I'm going to get you back later. So you don't want to deal, especially if you're dealing with narcissists who are physically abusive, you don't want to play with them because, you know, if you defend yourself and hit them back, they're just going to think, oh, next time I'm going to hit you back harder. And then that's going to make you do something crazy, like hit them in the back of the head with a glass, you know, because you feel like they deserve it, you know. But they're not going to stop, and they're not going to leave you. They're going to continue the toxic relationship because these type of people, they don't stop until they destroy you. You know, they can tell you, oh, you know, we do all these things at the end of the relationship because I want to leave with someone else. But a lot of them come back. A lot of them come back seeking closure. A lot of them come back seeking closure. And while they're trying to get closure, they're always going to say the wrong thing to you, and it's going to piss you off. And they know that. They come trying to have closure, and then at the same time, they're going to say something, and it's going to be to intentionally piss you off. They're going to not take accountability, or they're going to blame you, or they're going to say that you did something that you didn't do. And a lot of times the things that they're accusing you of doing are things that they told the flying monkey. So they're telling on themselves. That's how dumb they are. But at the same time, that's how much they want to piss you off, because they want you to feel how they feel. And it really sucks when you're friends with these type of people, because they'll turn on you when you're telling them the truth. And then you're basically like, okay, I don't want to argue with you because you have one perception and I have another. And as friends, we have to accept that we have different perceptions, and that's okay. You say my perception is wrong. I don't feel like I'm wrong based on my experience. You haven't experienced what I've experienced, so your perception is different. To them, you're telling them that they're not right, and they don't like that. So they're going to fight with you even if you're right. And they're not going to back down, and even if you have your own perspective and they have their own, what can happen too is that you can have proof on your perspective, and you're kind of like, sometimes, I can admit that I'm wrong, especially when someone gives me proof, right? We all have the choice to believe whatever we want to believe. But if someone gives us proof of the truth, if you're someone who wants to grow and evolve, you're gonna take in all the knowledge you can, even if you're not completely true, because you don't really know if that source is telling the truth, right? But you're gonna take it into consideration. What the narcissist will do is they'll be like, no, there's no possible way. Well, I don't believe that, and I don't believe that that's the truth. And you might tell them, okay, well, you believe what you want to, and I believe what I want to. I don't feel like how you feel is the truth, but I'm not going to say that to you. Don't eliminate what I'm saying. Don't belittle what I'm saying. But that's their way of keeping control and making you feel inferior to them, and building themselves up. They're constantly fighting with you. The narcissist also, they're the type of person that will gift things to you. They'll give you gifts and then take it back. They'll give you gifts, take it back. Or they'll give you gifts and give it to a new supply. Or if they're giving something away, they'll ask you if you want it, and then they'll give it to someone else. Or they'll tell you that you don't deserve it or something. So their whole thing is always to start fights for objects. That's why sometimes people don't even want to take, how sometimes people offer people stuff and you're kind of like, girl, you better go take your blessing, and that person is kind of like, no, I don't want to take anything from this person. Like, I don't need the blessing, right? It's because they already know that narcissist isn't going to look at it like they did something nice. They're going to look at it as something that they can use to fight with you later on, to say that they did something for you. So a lot of narcissists will do stuff for you, and later on, they'll pick fights with you and they'll abuse you. And then their excuse is, I did these nice things for you. And, you're more mad about the disrespect. You're like, who cares about what you got me, right? The narcissist will focus on, the nice things that they've done for you. And they're not doing it because they care about you. They're doing it because they're trying to provoke you even more, to make you look like you're ungrateful. They just want to make you look like you're ungrateful. But they know that they're playing you. They know they don't want to be with you. They know that they're liars. They know that they're cheaters. They know that they're users. They know all that. But it's all about playing a game to fight with you and destroy you. And that's why you have to be very careful. They will not leave you alone. They won't walk out of your life completely. Even if you think, I haven't heard from this person in 10 years. They always feel like you will always like them. You're always going to be in love with them. When they talk about their exes, they'll tell you, oh, they wish I was with them, but it's too late for them. They'll always act like, people want them. But the truth of the matter is people move on from them. Sometimes they feel like they force themselves to move on from them. But once they move on, they don't want to go back because they realize there's no substance to this person because their whole existence is based off of fighting with you. It was cute in the beginning, fighting and making up. But as you get older, and you have real problems and you have to pay bills and you have to survive, it's not fun anymore. It's not living in reality anymore. So this is why the narcissist, has to fight with you. And when they can no longer fight with you, they'll just go find a younger supply that doesn't know what's going on. And they'll go and fight with them and play with them. And then they'll come and ask for your advice and make it seem like they're not trying to get advice from you. They'll make up characters and friends. They'll make up friends that don't even exist and talk about other people just to get advice from you. And once you figure them out, you better believe they're going to be ready to fight with you. That's all they do. They lie and they fight. So, and when you get down on their level, people get so confused. They don't know who's the liar. They don't know who's the narcissist. They don't know who's in the wrong. Most of the time, people are going to think that you're in the wrong because you're going to be the aggressor. They're going to push you to that point where you're the aggressor. And it's so crazy to see narcissists sometimes because when narcissists lie, they get real crazy. They yell, they lie, sometimes they force themselves to look you in the eyes and yell at you. And sometimes they have so much shame that they're yelling at you, but they can't really look you in the eyes. They're kind of like looking away, or like their eyes are kind of twitching everywhere, like rotating back and forth. You're just kind of like, but when they get mad, But it's funny that when you get mad, they calm down. When they get you in trouble, they calm down. And everyone's mad at you because they feel like you're the one who took it too far. And you're just like, you don't understand what they did. They did this, they did that. And no one cares what that person did, because they're looking at your reaction. They're more focused on how you reacted than whatever it is the narcissist did. So that's why when you fight them back, or you're upset that you gave them another chance and they left you and now you're pissed off, people are looking at you like, don't come over here with the drama. Don't come over here fighting and stuff. You should have just left him. You should have just left her. Don't come over here with that, Don't come over here fighting, Sometimes, the narcissists, they're crazy. They'll fight with you and and you don't give them a reaction. You stay silent and they'll just be in the room arguing with their damn self until someone comes and tells them to shut up. So, I'm sending you guys lots of love, light, peace in your healing. Always be aware that they're going to constantly trigger you. They're going to constantly make you want to fight. Sometimes it's going to feel good, to defend yourself. And sometimes you're not going to feel good inside fighting back and forth with these people. It's going to make your vibration, your frequency come down. And that's exactly what they want. They want you to have a very low frequency because it keeps you stuck. You fight with them. See, they already know they're on a low frequency. They know that's not what you're on. So once you tap into that frequency, it's hard to get out, and you're not the type of person to go and use people. So you're just going to stay there basically handicapped because you're going to be trapped in your mind. The narcissist is constantly trapped in their mind, When they're younger, they tend to talk a lot and tell you everything, and they realize that if they tell you all their delusions, you're not going to feed into them. So a lot of their delusions, they keep them in, because they know people are going to fight against their delusions, so they keep them in, and they try to figure out how to make you feed into their fantasy without making it seem too obvious. But most of the time, once you've came across these people so many times, it just becomes obvious. But sometimes you do have those little slippery, those slithering snakes. Sometimes you do have those slithering snakes where you're like, dang, I didn't even know that person was lying. They got me. Like, you don't think about it till you get home. Like, literally, you'll get home and then you're replaying what just happened and you're like, oh shoot, they just got me. So there's slippery snakes, you guys. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys enjoyed this topic, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. If you guys want to book a session with me, my booking information will be on the description. Just give me about 24 hours to respond to you. And as always, I'm sending you guys lots of love, light, peace, and your healing. And I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Love you guys. Bye.